Considering a new Kia EV6? Don't buy one until you watch this video. After having owned this car for 3 months, I'll share what I like and dislike about this car's exterior, interior, tech and performance. And then I'll tell you if I think you should buy this car. The Kia EV6 is one of the most hotly anticipated EVs of 2022, and I got one of the earliest ones sold in the US. Click on the link in the top right corner of your screen to hear my nightmare story of what I had to do to get this car. This is an extended range all-wheel drive GT line. I've had it for just over 3 months, and in that time we've almost put 5,000 miles on the car, including city, highway and road trip miles. So let's jump right into what I like and dislike. We'll start with tech because providing advanced tech at a lower price point has been one of Kia's strengths. This holds true for the EV6 too. It has a full suite of safety and tech features. There's lots of them, but I'll focus on the ones I use. One of my favorites is the augmented reality head-up display. Head-up display shows key information like speed limits and your speed projected onto the windshield. Augmented reality adds navigation directions onto the windshield and shows you where to turn. This is technology you typically see in much more expensive cars, but here it is in a Kia. I found the head-up display to be very helpful. It allows me to keep my eyes on the road and has me making fewer wrong turns. One of the safety features of the EV6 is a blind spot camera that comes on when you turn on the signal. While it seems like cool technology, frankly, I haven't found it to be very practical. When changing lanes, I'm used to checking my rearview mirror, then my side mirror, and then looking over my shoulder. If there is a car in my blind spot, I know that when I check my side mirror. I never really end up looking at the blind spot camera. That just seems like an additional location for me to look at. Where I do like it is when pulling away from the curb, because the blind spot warnings on the mirrors don't work when you are stopped. However, the blind spot warning I do find tremendously helpful is the red indication shown on the head-up display and in the instrument cluster. With this warning, even when I'm looking ahead, I know if there's a car in my blind spot. That's super helpful if I need to make a quick evasive maneuver. The highway drive assistant, which will maintain speed, distance and center in lane on a highway, is okay. It has some cool features like automatic lane change and slowing down in curves. Another advanced tech feature it has is machine learning. As you drive, it is learning your driving style by monitoring how you maintain distance, your rate of acceleration, and your reaction speed. When you engage the highway drive assistant, by default, it is using your driving characteristics it has learned. This makes it feel like you are driving when the computer is driving, which is pretty cool. But what I dislike about the highway drive system is that on straight roads, it's constantly making left-right adjustments to the steering wheel, which can get really annoying. And on sharp curves, it's a little too late with the steering, so I have to jump in. For a detailed review of these systems, click on the link in the top right corner of your screen. Related to all these systems is navigation, where we find the biggest flaw in the technology package. The directions, routing, etc. are all fine, but if you're going on a long trip, it won't plan out the charging stops for you. It will simply tell you that you need to stop to charge. You have to manually figure out where to stop or use a third-party app like a Better Out Planner or PlugShare. Because it doesn't plan charging stops, it also can't make changes to the charging destinations on the fly, in case you're losing range faster than expected. Another downside is that because it doesn't plan the charge stops, it can't precondition the battery for faster charging as you arrive at a charging station. This is a big fail for the EV6. With its 800-volt ultra-fast charging, it is particularly well suited for road trips, so the inability to plan charge stops is an especially big letdown. The fast charging really helps on a road trip. My experience so far with the DC fast charging has been great. Check out this video where I show the EV6 hitting the max charge power of 240 kilowatts and charging from 10% to 80% in just 20 minutes. So the EV6 really needs to get the charge station planning software, and then it would be a fantastic road tripping car. As an aside, the V2L technology is also great. It helped me fix a flat tire and save me a tow. Check out that video in the top right corner of your screen. In addition to the fast charging, the EV6 is also well suited for road trips because of its interior and cargo size. With a cargo capacity of 24 cubic feet, the luggage size is just right for a family of 3 and our dog. One quick note though, the car didn't come with a cargo cover. I had to buy one for about $200. Disappointing to see in a car at this price point. The rear seat is incredibly spacious and has an adjustable backrest. The fabric looks like suede, but is actually made from recycled plastic bottles. I was initially concerned with the suede-like material because I was worried it would catch dirt and dog hairs, but it actually has held up quite well. The front seats, though, are the problematic ones for me. I found the front seat to be extremely uncomfortable at first, particularly in the lower back. The seat has lumbar support, but even in its most recessed position, it's still too far out for me. It's taken a long time and many adjustments before I've been able to find a setting that doesn't hurt me. The seats also feel like they're really hard, and it feels like Kia cut back on the cushioning. But this problem with the seats may just be me. My husband finds them quite comfortable and doesn't have any issue with them. The rest of the interior is fine. Some of the materials feel a little cheap and plasticky, and I'm not a big fan of the piano black. There are some nice upscale touches, like the seats that move back when you open the door, or the reminder to check the back seat for your belongings. But what I do love is the ambient lighting at night. I think they did a really nice job with it. In another video, I share some of the initial problems I had with the car where the climate control was broken and the Meridian sound system was not performing properly. Both of these have now been fixed. The climate control is powerful, unlike some of the ones I've experienced in other EVs. In others, I've found that the climate control is made weak so it doesn't make a huge power demand on the battery. This dual climate control and media interface is annoying because you have to switch back and forth between the two screens, and inevitably it's on the wrong screen when you want to make an adjustment. I've just gotten used to using it for climate control only, and controlling media through voice or the steering wheel buttons. The user interface on the infotainment is okay. Feels like too many apps, sometimes repetitive, like this one for navigation and another for maps. The interface could certainly have been cleaned up. Okay, so enough about the interior. Let's talk about the exterior. Honestly, when the car was revealed a year ago, I didn't particularly like the styling. Kia markets it as a crossover, but it certainly didn't look like one to me. Then I found out that the EPA classifies it as a small station wagon. I know it's not cool marketing to call it a station wagon because everyone wants crossovers, but I actually think it works great as a station wagon. That has allowed me to see the car in a different light, almost as a stylish shooting brake, even though I know it has 4 doors. I also appreciate the inspiration from the Lancia Stratos and see the connections, especially in the wide haunches. And I may be biased about this, but I think the yacht blue color is absolutely stunning and is the best color for the car. I've been converted and now love the design of this car. But while I love the overall design, there are some disappointments. First, in the US, we don't get the turn signals in the chrome zone like in other markets. Ours are integrated into the brake lights and the chrome part is non-functional. At night, I found the headlights to be okay, not as powerful as I'd like. And if it's raining, honestly, I sometimes find myself straining to see in the dark ahead of me. Another small but important issue is that there are no puddle lights. Surely they could have integrated some type of pathway lights into the underside of the mirrors? For a car that's almost $60,000, that's a disappointing omission. There is, however, this nice light that illuminates the haunch, one of the most distinctive features of the design. One of the other distinctive features is that there is no wiper in the back. In rain, when the car is moving, the water drains off fine, but there are plenty of times the window gets dirty and I've found myself reaching for a rear wiper only to remember there is none. I have no idea why they didn't provide one. Was it for aerodynamics or to save cost? In any event, they should just put one and be done with it. So let's talk about the performance. If you've watched YouTube videos about the EV6, you'll have noticed a number of reviewers remark that this is not a sports car. They often make this comment when comparing it to its cousin, the Ioniq 5, since the EV6 is supposed to be the sportier of the two. Well, I agree and I disagree. You see, the EV6 has a number of region levels. The default that the car starts up in is region level 3, just one below the maximum of I-pedal. Driving in region level 3 can feel a little slow and heavy. So if that's what the reviewers have been driving it in, I can see how they might not find it sporty. But put the region to level 0 and the car becomes light and leaps forward at the lightest touch of the accelerator. Engage sport mode and the experience is truly head-snapping. With the right settings, this car can be incredibly fun to drive and is definitely sporty. I do like that there are regen paddles. It gives you more control. The number of regen settings with different drive modes gives you countless number of dynamics for the way this car drives. And another example of the advanced tech is the auto regen setting. In this setting, the car's computer is automatically adjusting the regen levels based on gradient, speed, and distance of the car ahead. Check out my videos where I test these settings to find out which is the most efficient. And as for range, well, the range readings have been close to the EPA rating. I haven't found any situations where the range had completely dropped without explanation. Keep in mind the range you get will vary based on a number of factors, including speed. So if you want to go far, you'll have to slow down. The suspension on this car gets an A+. It's one of the best things I love about this car. It has just the right mix of being firm but comfortable enough that you can barely feel the potholes and the bumps on the road. It's got a great combination of a taut, sporty suspension without being harsh. Reminds me of driving a premium German sedan. On long drives, I've found that the ride is very comfortable. The only thing to knock about performance is the turning radius. The good news is that it has a long wheelbase that provides plenty of interior room, but the bad news is that the resulting turning circle is not so great. Definitely feel it on U-turns, when parking head-in, and when backing out. So, do I recommend that you buy this car? Absolutely! The serious issues that I had with the broken climate control and underperforming Meridian sound system have now been fixed. Those certainly were painful when I was dealing with them. But since this is the first year of a new model, do be prepared for such issues. I'd say the only other serious failing is the car's inability to plan charging stops and precondition the battery on road trips. Hopefully, Kia will fix that with software and an over-the-air update. Any other issues I mentioned are minor and are certainly not deal breakers. This is a very competent car and when compared to its competition, stands out with its advanced tech and superior driving dynamics. The more time I spend with this car, I continue to be amazed with how well it drives and with all the advanced tech features it has. Definitely consider getting one for your driveway. Please consider making a donation using Super Thanks. It will support the many hours that I put into making these videos. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a like, share your comments below, and subscribe to the Driver Download.